Welcome to Collaboration Conversations. I'm your host, Regina Partain Bergman, CEO of Bridgeport Strategy. Once again, I am delighted to have a co host with me today who's brought some amazing panelists that I can't wait to hear from. My co host today is Linda Eskridge, and she is the CEO and founder of, and I may mess up saying this, Couture. Is that how you pronounce the
Yes,
last part?
yes.
Couture business gifting. It's something you know in your head, but when it starts to come out of your mouth, it's like,
Mhm.
is that right?
Yes.
Everybody ever done that? Linda,
Yeah.
welcome to the show. So glad
Thank
to have
you.
you here. Linda, would you share with us a bit about your journey getting to where you are now,
Mhm.
who you serve, and why?
Great. Well, thank you for having me. My name is Linda. I am the founder and owner of Couture Business Gifting. And I kind of came, it's kind of like back from my childhood. My mom was a professional dress designer for 17 years. I always had one of a kind design clothes until I was 17. So I've
Wow.
always had that creative in me. And then when we moved here to Arizona from California, an acquaintance of mine from California said, "Hey, I need help." And she is the owner of the Gift Basket Association. And so I started seeing gifts come through that they were wanting her to critique because she is also a business coach. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I went to her and said, I want to start my own gifting company and because I can do this. And that's kind of how I started it. And then I really started thinking about, well, who do I want to serve? And I want to serve the business owner because gifting is such an integral part of your marketing. And I'm a little bit different. I teach my clients how to strategically gift throughout the year. So, starting with the client life cycle, starting from before you have your initial meeting with them and really starting to build that relationship. And that's really what I am about, is building the relationship with your clients so that in return you're going to get more referrals. You're going to get, they're going to give you more referrals, which means you can make a little more money. Yes, we all want them for that transactional, but we don't want them to feel like they're just a transactional client. We want them to feel important. And so part of my strategy is to your top 10 to 20% gift to them at least once a quarter. And we can figure out how to build on those gifting so that what you gave them the first quarter, second quarter can build on that. And to gift in November, that's gratitude month. That's a great time to gift because they're going to get your gift before anybody else's. They're going to remember who gave it to me and enjoy it before all the other gifts come. So that's kind of my
Fantastic.
journey. And now I'm full time gifting and loving it.
That
Working
is
with
awesome.
clients, businesses, small, medium, large, and corporate.
Fantastic. And I love that you are strategic about it, that that you're helping them with the strategy of gift giving. So
Yes.
it's not just happenstance, random kind of a thing, but there's a real strategy behind it to create those
Mhm.
relationships. I think when you and I first talked, I mentioned that when I had my staffing firm, I did a lot of that.
Yes.
And it was one of my favorite things.
Mhm.
Gifting not only uh, clients and prospects, but also staff,
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
and
So
creating those
it's
deeper relationships with staff as well.
your prospects. So let's say I had a client that was wanting to give a prospect a really nice gift before their first meeting to kind of stand out. So in conversation, she found out his favorite coffee and his favorite cigars. What did she do? She sent him a gift. We sent him a gift that had his favorite cigar and his favorite coffee in it. And that pretty much won him over before the meeting even started.
So if we're spending our marketing dollars on those business gifts, we're getting a much greater return for our dollars, aren't we, than if we're
Mhm.
plugging into, uh, social media ads, let's say.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
very good. Awesome. I love
Thank
it.
you.
So Linda, would you please introduce our panelists that you've invited for today and have them share a bit about their journey, who they serve and why?
Yes. So Camille and I just met like last week, and we are in another platform that I'm sure that both of you or anyone would love to be in. It's called Be Connected, and it's just businesses. And really, you get more eyes on your information in it. I'm just still learning about it, but Camille reached out to me when I put my profile up, and we had a one-to-one, and I just fell in love with her. It was like I'd known her forever, and so that is why I wanted to bring her on to this today. Camille,
Awesome.
take the floor.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Linda, for bringing me aboard. Yes, we felt like old friends, and that really was part of the collaboration started with. I looked at the name of her business and just decided, yeah, she sounds interesting, and I've never really considered gifting. So, my kind of adventure to getting where I am is I was a practicing attorney for over 20 years and got to see a lot in practicing law. But at a certain point, I knew I wanted to step over into the consulting space because I'm a problem solver and I love working with women. So I work with women who are like me, who have an expertise in something, but they want to take that brilliance and do something else with it in the second half of their lives. So that's how I got where I am now. And as I progressed, I found that we have certain, let's just say, barriers to going to the next level. And so what I found out is that people needed help around their mindset. When you take that big leap into entrepreneurship, you don't realize your brain doesn't take it with you, right? It wants to stay the same. And so you hit these income ceilings and you're going here and your brain's still here. And so there's a real art and science to helping people release underlying really beliefs. I call them beliefs, blocks, and blind spots around money and success so that they can stop overworking and achieve their goals with ease. So I came by it honestly in that I had the same problem. And once I was able to see that that is a body of work, I fell in love with it and have done. And so I call myself a breakthrough strategist. If you're confident in what you're doing, you've got your messaging, your marketing, maybe you even have a coach, but you see yourself bumping up against that wall, it's probably something between your ears. And so we can pinpoint that and release it and really help you move forward. So that's how I fell into this. And it's really interesting how sometimes business is around where you have been stuck. So that's why I help people get unstuck so that they can move their life and their business forward. So thank you for having me on today. This is a great conversation.
That's awesome. Great to have you here, Camila, to meet you.
Oh
So,
my gosh, yeah. I
yeah,
love everything that you shared, Camille. Like it's
Yeah.
everyone has a breakthrough that they need to get through.
Yes.
For
And
sure.
Dana, why don't you share your experience? Dana and I met, we were in a networking group on LinkedIn. It was like and they were breaking us out into rooms, and that's how we met. And it was again like we had known each other forever. And we then went and had a one-to-one. And so I just love her. I mean, her story is amazing, where she was and where she came.
Yeah. Oh
Where
my
she is
gosh.
now.
Where I am now. This conversation is great. I love getting to know each one of you, and thank you for inviting me to be part of this. My name is Dana Lewis. I am an engineer by degree. I have a master's degree in mechanical engineering, and I worked in the automotive industry for years. And about 10 years ago, I've always been in the health and fitness industry as well, just as more of a hobby. 10 years ago, my husband was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and within 6 weeks, he died.
Oh,
And
my.
so, thank you. I have completely kind of shifted my life and my science background. It was kind of therapeutic for me after he passed away to really learn more about cancer, about inflammation, about stress, and how, I mean, to say at that point in time that I was overwhelmed and stressed is an understatement. Our boys were 6, 8, and 10, and my life just kind of, the rug got pulled out from underneath me, if you will.
Yeah.
So I took the next couple of years to just learn. And I got certified in the gut microbiome. I started to learn about inflammation. I started to learn about the gut-brain connection. I started to learn the effects that stress has on your life. And I really became passionate about it. So now I am in this space, and I serve women because I am a woman, and I think everything that we do comes based on our own journeys for what we become passionate about. But helping people understand what stress is, the implications that it has on your life, and just simple tweaks that, I like to call them hacks, but they're really just simple solutions that you can add to your everyday life so that you can show up better. I like to say that the world needs the best version of you, not a tired, bloated, crabby, stressed out version, but the best version. And so my mission is to link arms with women and help them get there. And the solution is often so much simpler than you think, and putting it off until I'm going to focus on that next year. That's my 2024 incentive. In 2025, because we all get to the place where we're like, well, when my kids are in high school, well, when my kids are in college, well, when my kids are whatever. And I have just seen with my own 2 eyes, well, you might not be here. So if you are here, let's help you have the patience, have pants that fit, have a metabolism that works, get good restful sleep, and show up not only for yourself and your job, your career, and your family, but for the life that you intend to live. And I just share simple solutions. That's pretty much what I'm here for.
Wow.
Yes.
Linda, thank you for
Wow,
bringing amazing panelists, both of you ladies. And folks, we may be joined by someone else in a moment. They were a little delayed. They're on their way. And so we'll have them introduce themselves a little further into the show. So, wow, where to start with this group? There's so many great things there. A couple of things that I heard. One, Linda, you started kind of with that the association, the Gift Basket Association. That kind of started your networking in a way, didn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Camille, have you been in Be Connected very long? Or you just
It's been
started
a
it?
few. Well, actually, I started during the pandemic, but really
Okay.
just getting started this year.
Just getting going.
Started
Yeah.
connecting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I've been in that program for some time as well, but haven't really done much with it either.
Mhm.
I kind of forget about it. And so, hi, Angie. So anyway, we'll have Angie introduce herself, and then we'll pick back up again here and kind of figure out where we're going in this conversation. So, Linda, would you introduce Angie for us and have her tell about her journey, who she serves, and why?
Yes, this is Angie, and I met her at an in-person networking group that we go to every Wednesday with our chamber that we belong to. And she helps businesses get business credit so that you're not using your everything personal. And I was very intrigued the first time I met her. She was the first person I met the first time I went, and we've just kind of really connected. And I just love visiting with her and talking to her, and I thought she would be a great one also to have on this. So Angie, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, ladies. Thank you so much for having me. I apologize for being tardy. I literally thought I was like early. Like apparently I
It's
didn't
all
read the
good.
email of the
It's all
time
good.
yet. So
Oh, so sorry.
I so apologize. But I really have a passion for helping others and networking with people. I really just love the collaboration, finding out about other people's businesses, and if there's something that I can to give and impart or help them in any way, that's really my passion. Is being at that stage in life where you really want to see and help other people grow. That's really where I'm at, and so what I do gets to help along those lines. So that's me in a nutshell.
Fantastic. Wonderful. Well, welcome to the show, Angie.
Thank you.
So we're just going to have a free-form discussion here, okay? And we'll go until about 10 minutes of the hour, and then we'll do our wrap-up round. So I want to just ask kind of a basic question to start with, and that is, what does collaboration mean to you? Because it's different than networking, right? Networking's an element of it, but what does actually collaboration mean to you? And feel free to chime in. Camille, I saw you unmuted.
Yes.
Did you have a response?
Yes,
Yes, please
yes,
share with us.
it really denotes to me a collective effort. And so, when we look at the alignment of all of us today, there's a collective effort here that has sort of something that we all have in common. First of all, we're all service providers. We all, and even Linda, she really is a service provider, not necessarily a product provider. And so when you think about the collective and
True.
kind of the string that runs between all of us, it's about the alignment and how we can really come alongside and see something in each other that maybe you can't see inside yourself. So I love that aspect. When people are talking to me, they're receiving me in a different way. And so I'm able to help them and they're able to help me. I see something in them, they see something in me, and then they can bring up ideas that I've never thought of. Or perhaps I have an idea, like I loved Dane's story because it's so rich with some of the things that I've experienced with clients. Actually, when I was practicing law, it's one reason I saw lawyers burn out so quickly and I saw health deteriorate so much. And so that's one of the reasons that I feel like we're in this together. I mean, what are the odds that you would show up today and meet a stress expert and then have that in common, that I'm very familiar with what it's like to have a life of stress. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
that's
love
what
that, Camille.
collaboration is for me.
Yeah, I love that you said that other people can see things in you from a collaboration perspective. I think that that's one of the things that I enjoy most about meeting other like-minded women. Like, we are doers, we are servers, we are out here trying to help others show up better and do better. And being in a collaboration like this and getting to know one another, I think it's really helpful for other people to have insight on how you could help maybe better or differently, and see things in you that you might not see yourself, but that we notice right away. And it's because you're so used to being that way that you don't even think anything of it. But one of us can say something to you like, oh my gosh, do you realize that you have this gift or this talent, or you're so good at XYZ? I really appreciate that part of the collaboration, to just kind of piggyback on what Camille was sharing.
Yeah. Very
And
important.
that's definitely kind of how I feel, because I think we just do. Like Donna said, we just, we're just doing it, and we're not, it's just a natural thing to us. But then when someone else that will collaborate, oh my gosh, you're so good at that, then it really makes you have to stand back and go, oh, wow, I guess I am, I mean, and I'm like all of us, I love meeting new people and how can I help you succeed and shine in front of your clients. And I really feel like I'm a collaborative with all of my clients when I'm doing the gifting, because I am, they're allowing me to make them look good in front for their client, or make them look good in front of their clients. and I love being able to collaborate and do that for them. So I think there's so many different ways we can collaborate that we don't really ever think of it as collaboration.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. And I love that you brought in the collaboration with clients piece too, because that's so important. Yeah. Angie, your thoughts?
Well, I just want to piggyback on everybody because you all have made such great statements. And I really think really the key piece is, women, we tend to sometimes, we are kind of can be lone rangers a lot of the times. And we forget that there's strength in numbers and strength with other people. And as independent, strong women that we are, sometimes it's so easy to get stuck in the rut of, we're just going and doing everything on our own, but to take the time to step back and go and really appreciate and uncover and discover the different things that each person brings to the table, and then take that and utilize it. So what I love to do in my daily life is if I come across someone that I know could utilize your strengths, because obviously I might think I can do it all, but I can't. And so I love to know and really uncover what everyone's strengths are, so I can say, hey, I need you to meet Linda because she is the best person that makes gifts. And if you ladies have not seen what she does, it's amazing. And I don't know the three of you that well yet, but I can't wait to know more about what you guys do so that I can then be that person that, oh, I know somebody that needs exactly, like I need a breakthrough strategist. I mean, or a stress expert or a profit doctor. We all need each one of those things. And finding out what you guys do excites me so that I can then support you, because it's so important to support each other, because we get, I feel like, so easily lost in the transactional things of life that we forget that, just that little something to uplift someone or say something that just, brings their spirit up is so important. And that's, to me, really what collaboration is how can I use my words to edify you and build you up, and to help you along whatever that way in your path is, and to shine those areas that you do so well, maybe that you don't think that you're doing, like Camille had said. So I love that.
Yeah.
I hear the connector in you.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
She's definitely a connector. She has
I
connected
can hear
me
that.
with a couple people.
Right. And if it weren't for collaborations and referrals and connections, we wouldn't all be here today, because I wouldn't have met Linda without Kirsten introducing us. And then she wouldn't have brought you to the show today. We wouldn't have the show today, So it's that wonderful round robin, right? That we're all connected. Yeah.
Yes.
What would you say is one of the most impactful collaborations you've ever had? And you can define impactful however you would like. That's a thinker.
That's a really good question.
I know, gosh.
Well, I have one that just recently, and I just introduced Linda to this collaboration recently. Because I'm fairly new to the area I'm in, and I'm really new to being back out in the business world and getting connected with people. And I met a gentleman that I've never met anyone like him. Like, this man is a collaborator and connector of all people I've ever met in my life. And I just hope that one day when I grow up, I can be even a smidge like him.
Yeah.
So good. And it's like, it's really taught me about what that collaboration really means. Like, this man, you meet him and he is on it. Like, I've never seen anything like it. And it really taught me something about, when we say that we're going to show up for somebody, we always, a lot of times we'll say, yeah, I'll do this, I'll do that. But when you actually really show up in someone's life and be that collaborator to help, it's so impactful, and it can change the dynamic of your entire trajectory of where you thought you were going to be. And so that's why, collaborations are so important, because the more that you can get in your circle, I feel like it's just an amazing thing. So that was probably been the most significant one I've had recently, and it literally changed my business, and I think it's going to change Linda's.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's just he's this amazing. Like, I'm in awe over him. Yeah, I can just feel a little bit of him.
Yeah.
you know, I've had a few, I've collaborated with a few people that, but I think probably one of my biggest is I'm on the board of a nonprofit. And I think that's been my biggest collaboration in getting out there and really talking about what it is that we do. It's Team for Travis. We are on a mission for asplenia. Kids are not tested for asplenia or their spleen when they're, so there's a very rare disease that some kids are born without their spleen. And so I think that's my biggest collaboration. It's not really with my gifting, but we are all together and every one of us on the board brings something different to the table. And it's just when we have our board meetings, it's just so uplifting because we're all working for the same goal, but we all have something different to bring into that it just makes it such a wonderful dynamic, and and to be able to collaborate to bring good. And then I have, like, we have a big thing in October, but I have brought my gifts into it, but it's mostly all of us collaborating for the good of somebody else, for someone else to do the research and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think
life-saving collaborations, right?
Yes. And
I would say that's impactful. Would you all agree, ladies, that that's impactful?
100%.
Life-saving. Yeah,
Very.
absolutely. Wow. Thank you, Linda.
Mhm.
Who else? What's the most impactful collaboration you've had, Dana?
I don't know if I have an answer to that. If we're going to talk about being on boards and collaborating for that kind of stuff, I guess it is a business and it's giving. So in collaborating, I think in general, coming to any opportunity that you have with the thought of giving,
Right.
is where I think the most impact is created. Like in anything that I have ever done, where you go into a situation just wanting to serve others with the gifts and talents that you have and creating relationships and organically seeing where things go. It's I think where we can thrive.
Yeah.
And that's
adding value without asking in return, right?
Yes.
Adding value without asking in return.
Yeah, those are the most successful collaborations because not everyone is your ideal client. Not everyone needs to be a customer. We're humans. And collaboration is connecting and seeing the person and not coming into it seeing, a target that you're like, I need X, Y, I need XYZ, but seeing a genuine human being and genuinely trying to do the best that you can for them. I think that's the most successful recipe for collaborating with anyone.
I would agree.
I love that.
Very good.
Yep.
Very good.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, Camille?
Yes, the most impactful was actually a client of mine. And she was speaking at an event, and I went just to support her, and she was on a panel. And in the middle of her presentation, she points me out and has me, and she tells people what I'm doing. And in that room, collaborations began just because of that. So here she is, like in the spotlight, and she's like, everyone needs to know my breakthrough strategist, and here's what she does. And so, and that was because I think it wasn't because I was there to support her. I think just people want to be cheerleaders for things that have changed their life. Yeah. So that's another, I didn't do anything, but I felt so honored that she would mention my name in the middle of, like, there was 100 people there. So that became a collaboration.
That's nice.
So just serving. Sometimes we're just serving and people will do it. So I want to be that person for someone. Like, I can't think of a better thing to do.
Yes. Yes. Speak
great.
kindness and speak kindness in front of people. Also speak
Yes.
kindness about them when they're not in the room, lifting those people up. And when they are in the room, like edifying you that you helped her with her breakthrough. And I think that's amazing.
That's
That is
amazing. I love that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a warm fuzzy, isn't it? When you think about collaboration, it's a big warm fuzzy. Linda,
Yes.
you have
It
a
is.
thought.
Oh, and I think, a lot of collaborations, like we're talking, it like happens when we least expect it. Like all of you guys, I would have never met if I hadn't done this or I hadn't met this person. And
Mhm.
I love those kind of collaborations where people want to introduce you and things just kind of, just naturally, organically, and I think some of our best, like I love what you just said, Camille, it was unexpected for you. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say is the unexpected collaborations, or we're just doing our job and don't really think that much of it. I'm going to come support you. And then have something like that. That to me is like the ultimate collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that we see a lot today is, I'm going to call it the scramble on social media. That scramble to get attention on social media, right? Or, we have our email lists of folks that we work with, and our email gets lost in their inbox a lot of times, right? Many of us have so many emails coming in, we can't keep up with them. When you think about collaboration versus all of that scramble on social media or in other ways to find your audience, what are your thoughts there? That how networking leading to collaboration can actually reduce that marketing budget and fill your calendar with people who absolutely want to be involved with you.
Mm-hmm.
What are your
So
experiences there or your thoughts there?
So I love this kind. I love to be able to meet someone through LinkedIn, through another platform, through, in-person networking, because every day the algorithm is changing. And honestly, sometimes I feel the people that aren't really right for me are who is seeing my posts. Maybe that's not what's happening, but or you get all the likes. But this way, someone gets to know you and they can go, oh, I know who I need to connect you with. I know what I need to connect you, or, oh, I need to get that for my client, or, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think it's, we're collaborating with each other, but you're also getting your ideal customers or your ideal clients through this style of, I'm beginning to really like the online networking where they'll break you up into rooms, because you really get that one-on-one. Maybe it's like a minute or, 2 minutes or whatever, but at least there's a personal connection there.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's the human touch.
Yeah.
Right? It's the human interaction rather than posting and hoping or whatnot. You are connecting. And I think posting is great. I think
There's a place for it.
Yeah, I love all of it. A lot of it is great for education and raising awareness and all of the things, but there's nothing that beats the personal connection. And I think that's what we're doing here. And when you mention the breakout rooms and the smaller sessions, you just get to know people on that personal level, know who their ideal client is and how they maybe can help. Because I do truly believe that everyone is one person away from their next big thing or their next, whatever, but it's the power of human connection. And then again, coming back into it, not to get, but to give, like coming into those situations, genuinely wanting to know what other people are doing, and having that abundance mindset of there's, so many billion people on this earth and there's enough people for everyone. I think, yeah, that's what I appreciate.
Yeah.
Love that.
I'll just say I am not good on the social media platforms. I look at it and I look at all the people that post things. I'm like, wow, I wish I could be that organized to do those things. I am much better in person. I prefer to meet people in person, and I trying very diligently to get better and be more consistent on the online thing, but I just feel like maybe it's the generation I grew up in. I don't know what it is, but I just am more comfortable. Like, I want that personal interaction. I really want people to know I'm interested in really what they're doing, because it's irrelevant what I'm doing if until I know where somebody else is at. I don't know how I could even help them. So I love to find out and do that discovery. And I have a hard time doing that through a post. I love seeing other people's posts, but I feel like it's almost a full-time job for me personally. So
It is.
I really don't do it often. And when I do, it's kind of surprising. I'm like, oh, wow, actually people looked at that. I'm surprised because I don't do it very often. And I know the consistency is the key, but it's a lot of work just to do that. And I would rather spend that time personally picking up the phone and talking to someone that, I don't know a lot about, that to get to know more about what they do and really uncovering those areas I could really help them and support them, as opposed to putting out whatever it is, hoping somebody calls me off of that. And I'm terrible about like I don't do like I guess I need to figure out, I don't do the ones where, you're following up with people with emails. I don't have those auto responders or anything. It's like, if you get an email from me, it's genuinely because I sat down and wrote it.
There you go.
I am not that person. And yeah, so.
But I think that's wonderful, Angie, because you're building relationships.
Yeah.
And that's really what collaboration's all about, isn't it, ladies? It's all about the relationships
100%.
and how we deepen those relationships. And they're not deepened through the social media posts.
No.
I think it's important to have a social media presence, to be on LinkedIn if you're a professional, to have some presence out there, because that allows people to check you out when you meet them. They can go and see, oh yeah, oh well, this person's never posted. This person, they've never put anything out there. I can't find out anything about them. You don't want that. You want them to be able to discover about you. But yeah, we can get lost in the daily grind of social media if we're not careful. And really, it's about the relationships and creating those relationships.
Yep.
Yeah, Camille.
I agree, Regina. And I also feel like energy is huge. So you experience someone, not a post, right? A post is words, and it may not incite emotion. Like, do you want this? Everybody put yes, and everybody just goes through there and they do that. And those are the numbers we see. But the energetic connection of what we're doing is real. So you experience a person, and you have an idea of whether you want to know more or not. And I think that's why we have 8 billion people on the planet, right? And 10 of them could be offering the same thing, and choose, I want her for some reason. So there's that element of it. So if the post is drawing you to a personal connection, that's great. But if it's not, and it's just a transaction, I think that's where I've gotten burned sometimes, where the person that has the post doesn't energetically match the service.
Right.
I don't know if you've ever had that.
Oh, yes.
It's very
I love that.
Yes.
I'm trying to be nice about it, ladies. I've been burned.
But no, I totally know what you mean.
I love the thought about the energy there versus the energy of reading a post versus the energy of reaction or interacting with someone. I mean, there's a huge difference in that energy level. I always tell people that, when I get the opportunity to spend time one-on-one with people, and they're people that you really resonate with, and whether it's a client or a collaborative partner or whoever it is, and you get off that call and you just have so much energy, you have to go let it out somewhere, right? So I go find my husband and say, have I ever told you I love what I do? Nope, never heard that, hun.
That's awesome.
But it just, you can't contain it. That energy is just, it just lights you up. These shows do that for me. When I get the opportunity to do these, or I also facilitate a weekly meeting of female coaches, business coaches, and it's just so, creates so much energy within me to watch all these women really work together and support one another and collaborate. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guess what, ladies? We're out of time. That went quickly, didn't it?
Yes. Wow.
Yes.
Look at
So
it. It's been all
what we
afternoon.
need, I know. What we need to do now is our wrap-up round, and I'm going to have Linda lead the wrap-up round. And Angie, I need you to put your contact information in the private chat, if you will.
Okay.
And while Linda leads the round, I will put everybody's information out in the comments. So Linda, what we want to hear from everyone is, what are your final thoughts on collaboration and how can people contact you?
Okay.
So if you will lead that round for us.
Oh gosh. So my final thoughts, I think collaboration, there's so many different avenues of collaboration. I think what we did here is such a great way to collaborate on, just our thoughts and how we can strengthen each other. And like it was said, I think really collaboration for me is building up that other person and really making them feel good about themselves and making them realize that what they do is important. And I think that really, it also builds that relationship with, who you want, because I'm very much a people person. And so I want to be with people that are, like-minded, that want to build me up, and I've come to realize that this past year that the people with that negative energy, I've just kind of let them go by the wayside, because anytime you tried to do something, it brought me down. And I think true collaboration brings you up, and you're on a high when you get done with whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
It's kind of
absolutely.
so
100%.
And my info, you can contact me through my LinkedIn or at my email. It's linda@couturegifting.com. And I would love to be able to help anybody with their strategies on gifting and their marketing for 2024. Angie, how do you feel? Like, what is your final thoughts on this?
Well, my final thoughts, I mean, I just am grateful that you ladies included me. And again, I apologize for getting the time wrong. But I even though I came in a little bit late, I can actually feel your energy, and you guys are so sweet and kind to allow me to be here. And I really appreciate that. And so it really sums up the whole kind of what Linda just said. Like, I feel better after being part of this group, even for just a short time, than I did before I came into the group. And that means everything to me. And that's really what collaboration means to me, is like, if you go into something and you leave it feeling better than when you went in, that's when you know that it was a great thing, whether it was for a short time or a long time. And my passion is really to support other people and their businesses, and especially strong women. I love to be able to be part of that. So I thank you. I mean, I can't sum it up any better than just the fact that I came in late and you girls just let me be and allowed me to share a few thoughts. And I that's just beautiful. And I really thank you for that. And if anyone wants to get a hold of me, I don't know if you guys put it in the chat, but I am on LinkedIn under Angie Wilhelm. I'm also, it's probably the easiest way, I guess, via the LinkedIn, or you can reach me at email at awilhelm@jgalt.io. If anyone has business strategy questions about building business credit, what that really looks like, it's separate than your personal credit. It's totally different. I'd love to, share some time and talk about it. And I also have a lot of great tips and resources for funding as well. If people are looking for business funding and they need that, sometimes it's hard to find the right person that you can trust that really will collaborate with you and not just try to say, oh yeah, we can get you whatever, but then they don't really tell you anything, and then you get turned down and you're back in square one and you felt like you went around in a circle. So anyway, I really appreciate you ladies having me on, and I'd love to be part again at another time in the future if you ever will have me. So thank you.
Thank you. And Donna.
Well, my name is Dana.
I mean, Dana. Why am I keep calling you?
I don't know. That's okay.
I know it's Dana.
It's Dana.
Sorry.
I have enjoyed every part of this. I think collaboration with the right people is key. And then, like I said before, just like coming to this situation where we're all here to share and help one another with a giving heart is really, I think, what I've enjoyed most about meeting all of you. My name is Dana Lewis. You can find me on LinkedIn at Miss Dana Lewis. MS Dana Lewis is what my handle is, and it's the same on Instagram. And if you know anybody that could manage the stress better, sleep better, have more energy, have less brain fog, show up for their lives better, less anxiousness, more happiness, I start everybody off on almost the same protocol. It's just it's a drink that's probiotics and prebiotics and adaptogens that has absolutely changed my life. So it's a very inexpensive investment in yourself. So if there is interest in that, you can message me and just say hi, and I can help you.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Oh, thank you for coming. Thank all of you. And Camille.
Well, ladies, I really have enjoyed this. And one of the things I guess I would leave us with is being intentional about collaboration, which is something I have not done. So thinking about who really does align with you, because sometimes you can get lost in just, it's a great outing, you go and maybe nothing really happened. And I think it's because we're not as intentional as we could be. So I really want to take that as a nugget for myself. Also realizing that being intentional, we're in business. And so making sure that we keep at the forefront that we're fiduciaries for our business, and profitability, our profit doctor would tell us, is king. So that would allow us to actually go to Linda and do the things that we need to do so that we're not stressed out and have to go to Dana and maybe not extend ourselves with credit. Anyway, I'm just being funny with that. But it's one of those things.
I love it.
Yeah, we all have something in common here. And you can reach me if you have your efforts really are there, but you actually are running up against a wall. One of the things you want to do is allow someone into your business to look at your blind spots. Sometimes there are invisible barriers and there's blocks around money, success, worthiness, those kinds of things. And so allowing someone to do that, that's what I do. So you can reach me at Abundance Breakthrough on Instagram or LinkedIn at Camille Walker. I always give people a free opportunity to come in, tell me where you're stalled or you're stopped, and then helping them with a path of here's what's going on and here's what you can't see, and they can walk away with a plan to help them move forward. So thank you for having me. Linda, it was a pleasure meeting you, but it's a pleasure meeting all of you, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for coming on and celebrating and, being part of this. This has been a lot of fun.
Yes.
I'm so glad you've enjoyed it, ladies.
Yes.
Like I said, it's a highlight for me. I love it. So thank you all for being here. Thank you again, Linda, for inviting such an amazing panel, such an amazing group of women. And folks, we'll see you next time on Collaboration Conversations. Bye for now.
Bye.